Hand clap to the master, guys. We're finally back again for another one of the one and only Mystelics reaction. Like guys, big up all the Mystelics family out there, all over the entire universe right there. Big up yourself, brothers and sisters. And of course, don't come out there, big up yourself as well for definitely tuning into this reaction video. If you've not done so, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can pretty much be notified when I drop my videos right there, and then click the bell when you subscribe and then click all so you'll be notified when I drop my videos right there, guys. And don't forget to download the Mystelics Tube app, man. Definitely get that vibrations right there on your phones, on your Android devices, and of course you'll be pretty much updated by the latest vibrations and updates that I tend to drop right there across the board on different channels right there. Don't forget, guys, all the Mystelics YouTube family, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that right there. That will help the algorithm of you to push your videos further and further in this regard right there. Now, guys, you might be wondering what on earth is going on in the screen. Yes, guys, this is in MORNE right there, and it's not that they're paving the road, brothers and sisters. No, they're not paving it with dirt. This is actually a landslide right there, brothers and sisters. And of course, I didn't hear, I haven't heard anything as a result of anybody being injured. But thank God, brothers and sisters, that that is the case right there. We did not hear anybody getting injured as a result of this thing right there. We've been talking about falling rocks and all kind of something. There was one where I think the backhoe, somebody actually laughed at in my comment box below. Me saying the backhoe, when the backhoe was trying to shed away the side of the mountains, which I think is a good thing. Right there, another individual complained about somewhere in the Lubia or Kasibu, somewhere around that region. Right there, stated that there's another one that needs to be looked at. They need to clear this thing. Next thing, you know, a landslide happen and take down somebody without them knowing, brothers and sisters. Like they want to know. It's not like they want to know. Well, I think people might want to know if there's an accident. But guys, please be mindful. In terms of them knowing that there's an accident going to happen to them, they might want to know. But guys, we can avoid these things, man. These things you cannot control, you don't know. So as a result of this took place in the MORNE region, and people are watching it as if it's gonna move or something. I don't know. Well, hopefully they try to clear it out so that vehicles can actually pass over. But if you're too busy, take your time. Next thing you go in this and you get stuck. Take your time. Rainfall happening, guys. And of course, I heard that there was a bit of a system approaching the Caribbean from West Africa. I think it's about 2 or 3 days ago since I stated this. 2 or 3, one of them. So definitely look out for that, guys. And I think as a result of hurricanes happening and storms happening and creating landslides, they need to look at the edge of the roads so they can make sure that, you know, nothing crazy or too crazy tends to happen right there. So thank God nothing happened to the individual. However, I must make reference of this particular individual right there, who is from Bath Road, and of course she is 31 years old. Unfortunately, she is passed away, and of course the CDPF is looking into or investigating the passing of Louisiana Dorothy Price. She looks nice smile and everything like that. Let me zoom in. So they're pretty nice smile, man. Pretty nice smile, little pony on top, my little pony. But you know, guys, so unfortunate that she passed away. And anytime I hear these kind of situations happening, guys, you know what pops up in my mind? What pops up in my mind is in the injection. If there's just some random passing away of individuals, I'm not sure of a story right there. But this is why I always tell people to be mindful. And as a result of being mindful, if you take it, you have to work or whatever, please make sure you take what do you call that? Dark chocolate. Because it creates the stem cells that revitalizes and puts the actual vibes in the body right there, guys. The stem cells, guys. Rebuild your stem cells, your original cells, guys. And chocolates is one of them that actually helps a lot. And a number of vegetables are right there. And I'm not talking about the dairy chocolates, okay, guys? I'm talking about the dark chocolate. Them chocolate that come out from bush, brothers and sisters. The cocoa itself, coconut. Yes, sir. Not the one Suki talking about now, but you get my point, brothers and sisters. I was going to say something, but let me leave that there. But sympathies goes out to her family and friends right there. It's rather unfortunate when somebody passes. But I always do want to definitely make mention of the importance of knowing the Most High before you leave the planet, man. Guys, the longest thing people can ever do is live on earth. But that is not the longest thing you can do, guys. There's eternity afterwards. And it's important. This little vapor, I remember the great book speaks about life being like a vapor. You never know when you're going to pass. So this is why it's important to make your heart, know your heart, man. Some people say they don't know. Of course you will know. If you're adopted by somebody, you wouldn't know that they are your parents. Yes, you would know, unless that person has some dirty ways. But you get my point right there, guys. It's important that we know the Most High before we leave this planet. The creator of heaven and earth, man. Some people don't want to believe that as if they just dead like pigeon. You tell like pigeon, man. Anyways, guys, let me get back to the real nitty-gritty of what I really want to get into today. This was sent to me by an individual who works at or has work. I'm not sure what the thing is, but he sent this to me, and I'm in reference to the youth, and not just pertaining to one individual, but actually had a podcast, and we were talking about the same thing. I read through a bit of it, so I know the sentiment right there in this regard. Certain things he touched on is definitely needed to be addressed in Dominica, so let's get into it right there.
I am writing this as a concerned youth in Dominica. I've been employed at the Government Information Service, GIS, for about a year now. Now, for legal reasons, I will not be naming anyone in this. When I was assigned to work at GIS, it came as a surprise to me at first because in my eyes, GIS was the best of the best in terms of providing media coverage on island. However, that was far from the truth.
Well, that's not the only case right there. I mean, if you're looking at media platforms across the world, the mainstream ones, they always tend to have some sort of agenda, and I'm guessing that is the same thing that is happening with this one. They tend to have agendas. If the government is doing something, the government information service thing, if the government definitely is hiding something, or there's some sort of vibes that is taking place, they wouldn't show it on the government information service television vibes. They would not do that. Why? Because they are protecting the very people right there, and therefore there's an agenda in this. True or false, guys? Let me know that if that is true or false in the comment box below. This is why a number of persons tend to go to the grassroots, because even people like me, I tend to always listen to guys, and I think you need to tune into her as well. Kim Iverson, Iversen, Iverson, Kim Iverson. You guys need to check out on YouTube grassroots kind of vibes, and of course she coincides pretty much with the things that I tend to say, but on more on a US based platform right there, guys. So we're pretty much similar in this regard. I'm just one of the Caribbean individuals more pertaining to Dominica, but the grassroots people, they tell it like it is. We tell it like it is. We don't afraid of you, we don't afraid of nobody. Is there a song like that? No, I don't know, but you understand the sentiment right there when it comes down to people just using the media for person specific agendas, and I don't think that's right at all. So he's saying this right there, and let's continue right there.
During my first meeting at GIS with the other members of staff, I said, I'm excited to work here. Everyone has been so friendly so far, and I can't wait to share my ideas and help improve things. But to my surprise, everyone looked at me weirdly. I was not prepared for what I was about to witness.
They're probably checking, who you going to improve there? Me? I work in there for how much years? Nothing to improve. You come in there and make magic? Is it that or the other one, guys? Is it that you come there to see if you can make a change, and they wonder what change you're going to make there? Or on the other hand, they're probably checking there for how much years? No changes happen. You think you can make change? So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting when you look at it. But you see, that kind of makes the youth, they feel less empowered. They come in with brand new things that they want to do, to see if they can help. But then again, when they come into a company, they realize that the individuals in the company are just there to make money. And no doubt about nothing wrong with making money, guys, don't get me wrong. But on the basis that other individuals trying to help you, discouraging the other you from coming up, from doing something, after a year the man inside there, that's crazy.
The director of GIS goes about his day attempting to strike fear into the staff members at GIS, which is wrong. Once he steps into the office, the entire mood changes and you can feel the tension in the air. I recall once, one member of staff would keep going on sick leave.
So she's going on sick leave because she can't take the director. This is one of the things I don't understand, And guys, guys, when the podcast come out on BrBpTV, you guys need to take a listen to this. We were speaking about the same thing, because the one thing when you have the employees catering to the customers, they have to be nice because the customers is the ones that pretty much bring in money into the business. But the employers must definitely have a sort of empowerment spirit in them, where they are able to empower others to do great things. And they're empowering the employees themselves to want to be at work. But when you don't want to be at work, you wouldn't put your best foot forward, guys. I don't think employers realize this. We were actually talking about this on the podcast as well.
That member of staff had a falling out with the director of GIS, and he put out her business in the entire office during an open argument they were having in the office, screaming back and forth, and that's not the first time this has happened.
So yeah, that's not professional conduct at all. I think there needs to be some sort of training for it. The man is the director, and that is the kind of conduct you have there. What do you expect? What do you expect to happen? Unless he's one of the individuals that they put there, they put there, not the best of the best, but because it's their people, they put them there to ensure that the information that goes out doesn't, mess with the government. True or false? Could be. Let's continue.
At times I question if I'm working in a government office or if I'm working from someone's home. We have people walking unprofessionally all around the office with no shoes on their feet. We have people eating at their desks with computers which attract roaches, and that's just nasty.
Well, I think on this particular part, it's based on a comfort level. It's also the culture of the business. If the culture of the business doesn't really bother if you wearing slippers or not, or shoes or whatnot, I think it would be more professional to have your shoes on. True, but I know in certain places that I've worked at, in the United States, in the UK, a number of places, they walk with slippers and sometimes have a kind of a socks on their foot, and they walk in the place and it's fine. Well, then again, they have matted floors. So they can tend to do these things, and people tend to go and clean this stuff on a daily basis. So it depends on the kind of company. I don't think that is much of an issue right there, but I'm guessing that he's talking about on a professional basis in this regard. Eating at your desk, can bring different things. But if you have cleaners in the place, I don't think it's much of an issue. Like I said, it's based on the culture of that particular business. Anyways, let's continue. Right there.
We have members of staff who openly discuss their menstrual cycles and sex life in the kitchen in the presence of other staff members, not being considerate since people are trying to consume food.
Well, I mean, come on. That is another The Office moment, man. Guys, you just watch The Office, it seems like that is what is happening there. They're so comfortable in this regard that, well, except when the director steps in, that they tend to talk about all kind of strange stuff. I mean, if you're in the kitchen and stuff, you can speak quietly amongst us. You don't have to, hey, we bleeding all over the place, man. Oh my goodness. You don't have to go crazy. Anyways, let's continue.
At times we have members of staff who randomly slap the wall, which startles other members of staff. Two wrongs don't make a right, but if I ever attempted to do any of those things above, I would be put in the wrong. But what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander in their world.
I think in certain parts of businesses, they tend to have favoritism, where they favor certain people above others, and therefore allow the people who can do. I was one of them. I know I was a favorite in one of the businesses I was working. Well, yeah, number of businesses, I was always a favorite, man. I guess they like my vibe, man. But I guess on this regard, if it's disturbing to other people, they need to probably there's a mannerisms where they don't say anything. Probably they just allow it to happen. You have to stay quiet, stumbling. I think you should probably say something about that. What are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts? Do you think it's a big of an issue? What is good? I think everybody should be treated fairly. In this, even though I was one of the favorites, no doubt about it. Because I know the sentiment, you see me?
During downtimes at work, some of my coworkers would walk into areas where people are trying to work, but they'll have full-blown conversations with other workers or initiate calls on their mobile phone.
Yeah, I think that is all you stretching the joke there. All you stretching the joke there. You just have people don't need to know your business. People don't need to know your business. You're on phone talking as if you're in your bedroom with your pen. Let me leave that alone. Take it easy, my people. It's not your bedroom that day. It's a workplace. I understand the level of comfort. Yes, I understand that. But come on.
Now, the director of GIS does not have the best history with my father, so once I'm at work, I try my best to stay out of the way and proceed with caution. In the past, the director of GIS has assaulted me, an employee in the office, and nothing was done.
Well, who do you go to? Who is the person on top? Like I said before, when people are doing certain things, they are allowed to get away with it because of certain priorities or certain things. And I don't think nobody should be insulting anybody in the work. How you expect the person to want to be at work if you're insulting them now? I mean, where's that logic? Where's that logic? Then again, from the basis you speaking about a family member, you know, the director and a family member aren't the best of things, but they have still hired you to be a part of the company. So whoever hired you, you should go and speak to them about the issues about insulting. You're not coming and insult me in my workplace. No, I'll put you in your place. That cannot be. That cannot be, because we are both human beings. The only difference is you are in a company where you are head, yes, but you are not head of being the human. You are not head of the human race for you to decide to come in and insult people. Everybody needs to be treated fairly, and this is one of the things we were saying on the podcast, guys, talking about the behaviors of employers and they not wanting to be there. Even Harley was speaking about the very same thing when she spoke about a particular employer of hers. You know, she always felt like she didn't belong. She felt like she felt tight, you know what I mean? Being in there. And she came to do her work and so forth and so forth. This is why even sometimes your job might be good in Dominica, relatively speaking, in comparison to other jobs in Dominica. But based on how you are treated, you want to leave. That is not empowering the youth. I heard Ashna talking about empowering the youth and job creation and what have you. But you also need to train not just the employees. You need to train the employer. Who trains the employer to be able to interact with the employees? I think they too need some sort of training. Do they have this now? Where they just, hey, it's my business, I can just treat you how you want? No, man. There needs to be some sort of guide in this regard right there. Don't insult people. Stop your dirty everlasting ways, man.
The news that he had assaulted me spread like wildfire across various ministries. Today, he still has his job and nothing ever happened to him. Also, he has threatened to shoot me. This was said in front of other staff members on the GIS compound, but still, nothing has happened to him.
Did you report this individual to the popo? Then again, I'm thinking, if he's part of the system that is, you know, the corrupt system, and, you know, they're hiding information, most likely he will have friends in the upper region who will also have friends in the popo region. But did you report this? Because nobody tell me to come in and pellet me and think, what? Well, you know, you can say these things too. But that's not right. You're supposed to try your best to empower, make the employees feel so motivated. I mean, the man coming inside, based on what he was saying there, he came in with the intentions to try to improve and to learn, because he thought GIS was one of the best places to work in Dominica, which of course is well, let me leave that alone. Let us continue.
The news that he had assaulted me spread like wildfire across various ministries. Today, he still has his job and nothing ever happened to him. Also, he has threatened to shoot me. This was said in front of other staff members on the GIS compound, but still, nothing has happened to him.
But on the basis that has happened and there are weaknesses there, you should definitely report that. You should report that. Because if something bad does happen to you now, what are you going to say? Oops, I didn't know to report it. You have to always protect your skin, you know, guys. You always have to protect, and not just me. You always have to protect your skin, regardless of if that person is your employer. No, I don't care who it is. That person is another human being. And when human beings feel they can trample on you because they are in a higher position in terms of them getting a higher salary than yours, they feel they can, oh, that could never happen to me. Never. Never, never, ever. They say, don't say never. But that will never happen. That has never... Looking back on my jobs, that never could happen to me. Never happened to me, man. And it's very interesting, guys. I was thinking of a particular job that I did. It was the Dominicans who always used to go and report to you, guys. It's interesting. Or your own people used to come and report you, and they think the other people don't know you, but they used to come and tell me that I need to be mindful of that particular person, be careful what I say around that person. certain affiliates in my departments. Be careful. The foreigners don't care. They vibes in, they freeing up, whatever. We getting our job done, no doubt about it. Job getting done, you see me. But then I don't know, it's maybe some sort of jealousy. People always talk about black people, and not black people, no guys, because I met some really cool black folks, man, in my life, man. Really, really cool, local, they're in foreign, so I don't know if the mindset changed as a result of going foreign, but I think it's a certain, I don't know, maybe, I don't say jealousy of something, or they just have a level of hatred. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. Anyways.
Outside of my 8-4 job, I engage in photography, and it is no secret that I love working hard and improving my skills. At GIS, we use 2 Nikon D4s for still photography. Whenever something went wrong with a still camera at GIS, my supervisor would always bring the camera to me so I could fix it.
But that's good, and you do fix it. But if my employers or whoever managers not treat me right, you don't bring nothing for me to fix. No, you pay me to fix it. No, that's not part of my job description, boss. No, but I don't fixing that for you. Treating me bad and want me to fix it. I don't care who you be. No.
Usually, nothing would be wrong with the camera. The issue might just be that they accidentally put the camera in manual mode and don't know how to put it back on auto, which is just the turn of a dial. But the so-called photographers at my job refuse to learn about the camera and how to use it properly.
How you shooting in automatic? You putting the camera on A for you to go out there and shoot, and you call yourself photographers? Nah, man. Wicked set of people. Wicked. I remember one particular individual, I guess he elevated, but back in the day, we were shooting in manual and you're watching the camera. You shooting manual, man. I said, my brother, you're not a photographer. The man shooting everything in automatic. I never see that yet in my life. Oh, you're a photographer and shooting everything in automatic. And wouldn't that be a skill set for you to be able to adapt changes? Not everything based on the automatic settings is the best setting for you to use in photography. I mean, that is the very basic thing to learn. Learn how to adjust your apertures and your Let me continue. Let's go.
Whenever there's assignments and I ask my supervisor to come and assist, he would always tell me, Clyde, you know, if I had things my way, I'd allow you to come because I know what you can do, but the director doesn't want you out. I keep asking my supervisor why the director doesn't like me, but he never answers the question.
Maybe because he knows your family member. Maybe that's why. Because you stated that earlier on that they are not on good terms. They are not on good terms, so
I believe the director is trying to frustrate me, a young man, when I've done nothing wrong to him in life. This is personal.
Sometimes sometimes in life, guys, and life is not always fair, sometimes. Life is not always, that's one of the things that I always notice. And growing up, the people that know me understand where I'm coming from. Because life isn't always fair. Sometimes you try to help people, and the same set of people you help turn against you. For what reason? For no reason. You're helping people. But that reminds me of Lennox. Lennox out there telling people what's going on, and man still trying to lambaste Lennox. Lock him up, put him in jail. I hear people saying that. The very things that can actually help you, or when man coming on your side and tell you they don't want to know about where money go and thing, and you people clapping that, but something wrong with human beings, boy. No, boy. Something wrong with human beings. But one thing I noticed in life isn't always fair. But regardless of the unfairness of life, you still have to be who you are. You still have to be who you are, irregardless. And that can be the hardest part in living life, when man decide they want to come, but you always elevate. Church, doesn't matter what, you always remain who you are. Somebody will notice you and notice your work ethic. They will notice you and notice your work ethic and give you privileges, whether it's now, in the near future or in the future. It must happen. I know I am where I am today Because regardless of what people had to say, and even when I was doing YouTube back in the day, guys, people were dissing me, telling what nonsense I doing. And I remember when I left Dominica and I went to the YouTube headquarters in Silicon Valley, I took a picture. I took a picture and I posted it on my thing, man. And the same set of people I used to diss me realize is no joke. Next year, Obama picked me up. It doesn't matter, guys. You remain consistent in who you are, regardless of if people try to bring you down. Sometimes they themselves are hurting and they don't know how to adjust to that hurt. They don't know how to fix that hurt inside them. They don't therapy. I have to message some. There's a therapy online therapy company that reached out to me. They want me to do some stuff. So I think I can also bring it to the Dominican Massive as well, people want to get a therapy, some sort of therapy online that can actually help them. So we'll be looking into that as well. But guys, and look, pretty much what I'm talking about, guys, they're elevating, guys. Elevating regardless of what people try to do to you. You zone in on your gift, your skills and abilities. And if people hate, that is their business. That is their freaking business. That has nothing to do with you. Let them hate, man. Let them hate. But you just remember, stay focused, ask God to guide you.
Whenever something in the office needs to be done, I will gladly offer my services. Everyone in the office knows I hate being idle, while others are content with sitting down in the office, doing nothing and earning a paycheck.
That's what some people are there for, you know. They're just there to earn a paycheck. They come, well, then again, they are probably not motivated by the people at the top who are in charge of the business. The managers and the supervisors, they're probably not motivated, so themselves being there for how much years, they're checking that with that. This is why it's vital. It's not necessarily on the employees to smile at the customers, yes. But it's also the employees that need to smile genuinely to the employees, because the employees are the backbone of the economy and you cannot be treating employees like that. You don't stop your everlasting dirty ways.
I try to always be active around the office. Something has to change at GIS. There's a lot more things which have gone wrong at GIS, but I will not speak about it. Do better. Give the youth a chance because we give 110% of our effort. I will never understand why older folks try to keep the youth down.
Well, it's simple, because they do not have the youth. And sometimes you might come in with great ideas to then elevate yourself at a much faster pace than they did. Sometimes it's jealousy of the very youth itself. And that's probably the answer. They're jealous of your youth. You're trying to do things themselves, not trying to ensure that you do not surpass them. They're trying their best. Yeah. We're talking about the youth is our future. And they're literally trying their best to keep the youth under them so the youth does not do better than them. Not realizing the youth doing better than them is for their own benefit too. But what is wrong with human beings, boy? What is wrong with us? But it's a good thing. Keep giving 110. Matter of fact, give 115% now. Because sooner or later, things will work out for you. Trust me on that one. Oh, trust me on that one, man. Yes, sir.
I really hope something changes. All I ever wanted was to be given a fair chance in proving myself, and I feel like the director of GIS has robbed me of that by talking down on my name.
It doesn't matter. Let them talk down on your name. Let them talk down on your name. Let them talk down. I tell you, the same thing happened to people used to tell me what nonsense I do and all this kind of machine there. Sometimes even family members. Family members as well. Just like I remember Suki family members telling Ridge to forget about Suki, leave Suki and let him think. No, today no, they call him, oh, it's my cousin, oh, it's my brother, oh, it's my uncle, or my aunt. No, they're reaching out to him. Human beings have a problem. And they don't want to see you doing better than them. But when you are doing better than them, that's when they want to pretend so you can give them, they want to see if they can get a handout for you and from you greedy. When you was elevated and they didn't see light on you, they never saw it, they never see to give you bread. When you're elevating now, they want to come for you. Hey, Kozo, what's up? What you have for me now? Keep doing your dues, my brother. Keep, regardless of whatever happened. Let them treat you bad. It's okay. But you don't do things as a result of people. You do things because of yourself. That's the same way I view life. Sometimes my enemies wondering if I'm their enemy or not because I don't treat them the same. I don't treat them the same. Anyways, guys, if you understand the vibrations, give this video a thumbs up. And of course, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get more videos, more reactions when I drop them. I'll see you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Boom, bam.